Hey, Lisa here, and this is a response video to BillyCTV's most recent video about wealth and human nature. I wanted to make this video because these things have been on my mind for some time now. For the last 2 years, the world is suffering a very severe financial crisis. So many people are out of work, so many homes are being foreclosed on, and people are really having a hard time. People who have had wealth have seen it basically just be taken from them in a heartbeat. Either they've lost their jobs or something else has happened financially to cause them to be in a situation, of financial distress. I'm speaking today as someone who has been through good times, bad times. I was raised in a home that was not wealthy, but I was provided for. My needs were provided for. My home was comfortable. I went to a school that provided good education. I didn't go hungry. I didn't get everything I wanted, but I think if my parents were wealthy, I still wouldn't have gotten everything that I wanted because they didn't think that that was going to teach me anything. But anyway, I certainly got pretty much what I needed. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Speaking to you as someone who has had a negative bank balance, especially going through college for several years to become a nurse, someone who had to fight to find money to pay for things for her children once they were born, and I've struggled. Due to financial situations, there came a point where our financial situation changed. I'm not going to go into details about why that changed because that's not what's important. What's important to me is what happened afterwards. Almost immediately, I noticed a few things happening. I took a sigh of relief and for a moment felt like everything was going to be okay. I could take a breath. That feeling didn't last a real long time for several reasons, but that's what I felt like at first. That I could take a breath. And the next thing I noticed when my financial luck changed was the world around me and how they treated me and their reactions to the change in my finances. And I'm talking everyone around me, from co-workers, everyone. And that's why I was telling Billy that there was a dark side to the story of wealth. Because almost immediately, I noticed that people were not very gracious. That people, when good things happen to you or something good happens to you, that instead of being happy for something good happening to you, feelings of jealousy, feelings of hate or jealousy, coveting. All of that was on display. And it was actually pretty scary. It was actually something that took away my faith in human beings. For the longest time, I would look at a beautiful house and say, I want to live in a place like that. But what you didn't hear me say is, gee, those people get to live in a nice house. Why do they get to live in a nice house? I don't think that's right that they live in a nice house. Some people talk about Bill Gates and his wife and his family. And some people say, why does he need all that money? Funny how they say that. And yet, regardless of what you think of his company, he has given back to the society. Now, if you don't want to like his company, that's a whole different story. Because I have some things to say about his company too, but I'm not going to go into them here because that has nothing to do with the subject matter. But one thing I'm never going to do is say how much money someone else can have. And I'm not going to say how many houses they can have or how many companies they can have or how many dreams they can have. Why would I do that? Because that means somebody could say that to me. I've been given some things that people in my situation don't have and will never have. A good example of that is my children. Normally, people in my situation don't have that gift. And it's really no different than any other gift. But don't sit around and talk about what money can buy you. You won't really understand that till you have a little bit and you realize it doesn't. You'll really learn that lesson then. But what I don't understand is why can't people be happy for their fellow man when something good happens to them? In fact, this is so prevalent. I've even seen it here on YouTube. People jealous of somebody's success. People jealous of somebody being a partner. It's really no different. There's people who leave YouTube because they didn't become some overnight sensation that they thought that they should be. They would leave with their tail between their legs. Anyway, that's what I really wanted to talk about. not what money does to you, but what money does to the people around you. It's time to wish good of your fellow man. When I had money, I always helped putting people back to work. I was giving all kinds of people work. Because of my current job situation, the strange things that have gone on over the last 2 years, those people that counted on me for their business, I say, where have you been? I can't support my community right now. Barely hanging on. But those people in the community that counted on my business, let's just say they wish I was doing a little better right now. And I hope that you will wish that your neighbors are doing better right now too. Because as far as I can see, the money didn't change me. It just changed some of the things around me. Anyway, those are my thoughts.